Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Hope all of you are doing good. So today in this video I'm going to explain the networking concepts. It is the CBSE Board's chapter number 1 in computer application subject. So basically in this chapter we have to study about the networking, that what is networking, why we need it, what is the importance of networking, what are the topologies of networking, and what are the devices which are used in establishing any network, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of networking systems, and the network security means are the measures which are used to enhance or to authenticate our network. So it is true that the by using the computer network technologies, the whole world is shrunk, and it brought the people so close, so together, and they have extended the power of a computer beyond the expansion of a room. It expanded beyond the room. Okay, what it does like we can contact anyone who is sitting abroad, who is sitting 1,000 miles from us. So the advancement in network techniques or the protocols have made a profound impact in area of communication and learning. The size of computer network may vary. It may be across the building or across the city or across the continent or through the whole world. So the best example is the internet is the computer network that spreads all across the world, and it also referred as the worldwide network of computers, and it is day by day growing at a very rapid rate. So we can say like a computer network consists of two or more computers or any network devices too that are linked in order to share the resources. Okay, so basically with the help of networking or with the help of computer network we can share the resources, we can share the information. So what are the resources which we share are like printer, we can exchange the file and folders, we can allow the communication when we are talking over the phone or through the video call or through the SMS, or if we are sending any email. It is all because of the networking. A wireless network is network connection is available across the world. So next is the diagram of computer network. Like one device is there at the center, like any router. I will explain later what do you mean by router and the switch. So one device is at the center, and from that device, from that network devices, all other computers are connected. Let's see in the diagram, one router is in the middle, and through it every other like laptop and mobile phones and various networking devices are connected. So this is the basic sketch of any network. So the next one is the need for computer networking. So we know that computer are used almost everywhere, and it is make it so important that why we need computer networking. So the points which come under the need are also are in the category of advantages of computer network. So first in advantage of computer networking is the resource sharing. Like the primary reason why we use the computer network is the sharing. Okay, we share the resources, like we share the printers, fax, or any data, any files with the help of a computer network. Different computers are linked to each other in a network, and they share the information with each other. and this also reduces the burden of extra resources and the price of extra resources, as a single resource can shared by all the computer systems which are linked together in a network. Next advantage or the need of computer network is the file sharing. uh, Means the computers which are linked together in any network, they can share any file very easily, and all the files which are stored at the server, or they can then all the linked computers can easily access those files and data. Okay, so this allows many people to work at the same time on the same data which is in the database, and this also increases the productivity, reduces the wastage of time also. Next one is the next is the database access. So many people can work on the same data which is stored in the database server at a time. They can access the data and work together on it. So this also reduces the wastage of time and increases the productivity. So next is the easier communication. With the advancement of technologies in the array of computer networks, it makes communication very easy with emails or with instant messaging over the video call. This makes the transfer of any information easy, and it is cost efficient and speedy too. Earlier what was happening, like if we have to contact someone who is abroad, we have to do the ISD call, which is very costly too. But nowadays we can contact anywhere, anytime, and it is free of cost too. We can do the in fact we can do the video call also, just we need the internet data and the few apps. With the help of that, we can easily contact anyone who is abroad, and without spending so much of money too. So next we are having the different types of computer network. So the following are the types of networks based on the geographical area covered or scale of the network. The first we have is the personal area network, or PAN. It is the basic computer network which is organized around a person. It actually revolves around a person. It is used for communication between devices such as the phones, a personal digital assistants, or the printers, laptops, okay, which are nearby to any person. And this network can be used to transfer the files or the pictures or other data between the devices. Let us suppose if you are at your home and you have your mobile phone and a laptop, and you have to transfer the pictures from your mobile to your laptop, then you have to connect these two devices through Bluetooth or any other network. So what you are doing, you are connecting your mobile phone and your laptop within a network, and you can easily transfer your pictures from the mobile to the laptop. Okay, so basically you are creating a personal area network around you. Like in the diagram of personal area network, a laptop is connected with two mobile phones, a printer and a computer. So basically this is an example of personal area network, and we can transfer any data, any photos, any pictures, any files or photos, folders between the devices connected. Okay. So another important network is the local area network, which is limited with respect to a geographical area, such as a network in a school or any office. Basically, it is a network connected within a building. For example, you are having a computer lab in your school. So in a computer lab, several computers are connected together by a server. So when a computer network network is within any building, whether it's a school, it's an office, or any building, then it is termed as a local area network. So uh, in the local area network, the several computers are connected with the help of cables or wires, and sometimes they are also connected with radio waves and are called the wireless local area network, termed as local area wireless network, or LAWN. So next is the campus area network, or CAN. A CAN is a computer network that connects multiple local area network. Okay, so basically CAN connects multiple local area networks, or LAN, in a limited geographical area. So a CAN is a smaller than a wide area network or metropolitan area network, and it can be set up by a college or a company, and so on. For example, in a college we have different buildings, right? Different departments, and these departments are having their own LAN system, local area network. So basically, what is the use of CAN? It connects all the LAN networks together. Okay, so it is a network which connects different local area networks. So next important network is the MAN, and it is a short form for the Metropolitan Area Network. This network covers a wider area as compared to a LAN network, and this network is more capable as compared to others as it covers a lot of distance. For example, it covers within a city. For example, this type of network can connect two offices in a city or even a neighborhood. For example, you know that we are having different State Bank of India branches in our city. So with the help of MAN, it if we are having different branches of a bank in a city, it covers all that branches together. It make one network for that branches of bank. Okay, so basically it is very important than LAN and the PAN or the CAN, because it covers a larger distance as compared to them. So the next one is the wide area network, and it is also termed as WAN, and this network is capable of connecting a large span of area, or it spans a wide geographical area. It covers mainly most of the cities, countries, or even the continents. So to form the WAN, we need to connect various LANs and MANs, as MAN will spread across the very large area, sometimes between the continents too. And the best example of WAN is the internet. That is why internet is sometimes referred to as wide area network. So computers or network across long distances are usually connected with optical fiber cables, satellites, radio links, or microwave radio links. So the best example we have is the internet, as we see that throughout internet is spread throughout the world. Okay, and let's understand by another example. If we are having a Google office in India and the same office in New York too, so these same two offices are in the different countries. Okay, how they contact, or how they maintain their networking interface, they connect via WAN. Okay, wide area network. So basically this diagram is also given, where different LANs are connected together, and their interconnection of the different LAN is the WAN, wide area network. So the next important is the network topology. Basically, the term topology refers to the layout pattern. Okay, so by the network topologies we mean that how different computers are linked to each other to create different pattern or to create different layout, and this pattern is known as the network topology in the field of computers. So, a topology or a layout pattern in which various computers are connected to one another to form a network. The computers on a network are also referred to as the nodes. Sometimes, when the computers are in a networking system, when they connect in a network, then they are called the nodes. So, we have the four main types of topologies as discussed in the book. The first and the basic one is the bus topology, and in the computer lab which we are having in our school, we have the bus topology in the computer lab. So in the bus topology, all the computers are connected to a single cable called the bus, as shown as the in the diagram also it's shown. Like when a single cable is used to connect all the computers in a network, it is known as a bus topology, and any data that gets transmitted from any computer in the bus topology travels through the length of the bus, so that the data reaches to all the computers who are connected in any network. Okay, so the transmission of data from any computer travels through the length of the bus, means it is through the length of the wire through which computer are connected. Okay, at one end the data is sent, so it will travel to all those computers which are connected to that cable in the bus topology. So, computer travels through the length of the bus in both the directions and can be received by all the computers on the network. And if the address of a computer is that of the intended recipient, it accept the data, otherwise the data will be rejected. Sometime it happens like the address of the intended computer is inputted. Okay, and if it is the intended computer in the network while data is traveling, then that data will be accepted by the computer if it is the intended one, otherwise it is rejected by the computer. Okay, and let us suppose if one system sends some data to the another system which are in the bus topology, and the system which sent the data, it mentioned the address of the receiver's computer, then what happened, the receiver computer will accept that data, and the others computer which are connected in the network will reject that data. Only one computer will accept it. So the network is very easy to set up and it is very cost efficient too. Okay, but when setting up, although the disadvantage is also there, that it won't function if the cable has any breakage. Suppose these all the computers are connected through a cable, but what happened if there is a breakdown between the cable, then the whole network will stop working, the whole network will be down, because a single failure anywhere in the cable will hindrance the communication between the computer. So we have this advantage of this, and advantage is like it is cost effective, as we need only the cable and the nodes, and it is easy to set. Okay, it is easy to set up. However, a network cannot function if there is any breakdown in the bus topology. So see the diagram, one middle wire or the cable is there, and from one side all the nodes are connected, and on the other side the nodes are connected. So this is the bus topology. in next is the ring topology. In this kind of topology, each computer or node is connected to two other computers or so as to form a closed ring like structure. Basically, in this topology, a closed ring like structure is formed, hence the name ring topology is given. That every computer is connected to two other computer in this topology, and the data transmission take place in only one direction. Hence, any breakdown of even one computer can disable the entire topology. This is the biggest disadvantage of this type of topology, that if there is any breakdown in any one of the computer, then it can disable the entire system or the network. But the advantage is very little, that if is there any failure in the system, then that system will only to be recovered, and all others are there in the network. Okay, but we have to correct that system. We have to take all the necessary steps to resolve the issue, to resolve the defects. Only then our computers are connected and the ring topology will be able to communicate. So the diagram is given. These computers are connected in a ring like structure, and then if any one of the computer will be failed to communicate or have any defects, then the whole topology will be not be able to communicate. Okay, so that system which are having the defects, only that system we have to correct it. So the next one is the star topology. In this kind of topology, all the computers are connected to the central computer or a central node. We have one central hub that communicate all other computers. Okay, so the data to be exchanged between any two computers passes through the central node. The central node or the central hub or the server controls all the activities of the nodes, means controls all the activities of the computers which are connected to it. More computers can be easily added to the network. What we need, we have the server, existing server, just we have to connect other computer using the cable. So basically this type of topology forms a structure like a star, and it connects a different computer to the at the center, and the transmission of data can take place between any two computer, but it passes through the computer in the center. The computer in the center happens to control all the activities. Any breakdown of computer in the topology have no effect to other computer unless and until if the defect will not at the central computer, means the breakdown of the computer except the central node does not affect the functioning of the computer network. However, the failure of the central node or the computer disable the communication across the entire network. Let us suppose we have a central server and the 5 computers or the nodes are connected to it. So the central server or the computer have all the information which is passed to other computer connected to it, and if any of the computer got any failure, then it will not affect the functioning of other computers or the server. Okay, central server. But if there is any breakdown in the center server or the central computer to which all other computers are connected, then it will break down the whole star topology or whole of the network. Like in the diagram, it's clearly seen that a central computer connects other 5 computer. Okay, so if there is any failure in any of the 5 computer, then there is no effect on the other computers which are connected in the network. But if there is any breakdown or any network failure at the central computer, then it will affect the whole computer network. So the next important topology is the mesh topology. In mesh topology, every computer is connected to other computers in the network. Okay, so basically it is formed when all the computers in the topology are connected to one another. A full mesh topology nowadays is very expensive affair, and hence many companies or many organizations prefer mesh topology that is only partial. A partial mesh doesn't connect all the computer to each other. Instead, only a few computers are chosen, and that are only connected to the other computers. So the partial mesh topology is implemented in which a computer is connected to a few other computers in the network. So in the diagram it's clearly seen that it is a full mesh topology. Like the wires, we have different computers and they all are connected to one another by the wires. For example, if for the partial topology, if we are having this kind of diagram, so some of the if we remove some of the cables from some computer, then it will the partial topology, partial mesh topology. Like this one, this is a partial mesh topology. Okay, a few computers are connected and the cables are not connected to the every computer. So this is